Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear for tonight and cool with lows in the upper 30s. Mostly sunny for tomorrow, high in the upper 50s to near 60. And up into the mid 60s for the holiday weekend with more sun than clouds. A chance of rain Monday night and Tuesday. Right now it's 58.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Richard Trent, the executive director of Main Street Alliance.
This current tax code that they're trying to extend, 80+% of the benefit goes to the top 1% of earners.
Yes.
I did not misspeak there. This is not a game. Trump will tell you firsthand that he grew up believing there are winners and there are losers. This is an administration actively trying to create a class of losers, and we have to fight back.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, we update all the latest news, lightening things up in hour number 2. We talk to the Madison Mallards and Tyler Mott.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who likes pina coladas but hates getting caught in the rain, Pete Schwaba.
Let's do it, folks. Welcome to Nite, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night. Such a great night. Heading into a long weekend. A little extra long for me because I'm off tomorrow night too. But long weekend right around the corner, folks. And I'm sure it's going to be well earned. Whatever you're doing to get you to this point, you're almost there. And you can sit back this weekend, have some bratwursts, some, what else you got, Conrad? Sausages.
Burgers,
hot dogs.
beer.
Just stuff your faces until you're sick. That's what long weekends are for. What are you going to eat? Well, seriously, what are you going to a cookout, or what do you think you're going to eat this weekend?
I got to keep it healthy for myself.
We don't have
got
to.
some chicken, some rice, some
Glad I'm not going to your house.
Eggs and egg whites. I got the good stuff.
That's great. Are you going to like a barbecue or something?
No. I just, that's just what I eat.
It's just how you roll. It's how you ride, man.
Last week I was like, I need to be a little bit more healthy with what I'm eating. So I asked ChatGPT to make me a fitness plan.
Seriously?
And I think it did pretty good. I know what I'm doing in the gym, but when it comes to, eating the right stuff, it can be hard sometimes. So.
Yeah, it is. And it's hard. Like for a guy like you, you're still a young guy. You could probably eat crappy food for another 10 years.
Well,
you don't want to. I'm not saying you should.
Well, no, see, I have a very slow metabolism, so it adds up pretty quickly.
You do have a slow metabolism?
Oh, yeah.
How do you know that?
Well,
how do you measure that?
I think it was the doctor that told me that when I was younger.
So it's like a clinical thing. Like you actually have a slow metabolism.
I think it's something with blood drawn that you can see that.
Oh, wow.
Because when I was younger, kind of did some blood tests with my mom when I was younger. But
interesting.
Yeah, it's just you got to eat right, and
absolutely.
I'm thinking it's time. I'm turning 26 in 2 weeks.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And the longer I ate a lot of fast food when I was younger, especially when I was doing stand up and on the road, I ate like crap. And I feel like you kind of pay the price. You eventually have to pay the check on that. So the quicker you can get to healthy eating at a younger age, I think you're better off. Even like weightlifting, all that stuff, it pays dividends down the road. So, All right, this has been Health Talk with Pete Schwaba and Conrad Krieger. Well, hey, welcome, folks. We got a great show tonight. First of all, I got to kind of plug both shows because we're not going to be here tomorrow night. But we have how does this sound? How is this for a rocking show where we are not even in the studio tomorrow? WBAY's morning anchor Emerson Lehman is going to join us. Director Michael Collins will be here talking about his movie Almost Sunrise, which is a documentary about two veterans that walk from Milwaukee to LA to increase awareness for veteran suicides. Beautiful film. And that's the new Wisco Weekend classic pick of the week from yours truly, and we'll also play on the network. And who else do we have? Eliza Cousin will be here.
New Civic Media employee,
latest team member.
Yeah.
And then it's a Bar Band Friday night. Terry Barr has agreed to let us pre-record her, and she's a trooper. And that's a 4-guest show tomorrow night, folks. So all original stuff. You're not going to want to miss it. There will be no question, unfortunately, which is that's the only drawback, because it's more fun when we get to read texts and take calls and all that kind of stuff. But we can do that tonight, folks. The phone lines are open, as far as you know. And we do have a great, let's do the question of the night, and then I'll tell what awesome guests we have coming up.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
All right. The question of the night is, what celebrity passing would make you the most sad? And I thought of this last night because we've been talking about George Wendt the last couple nights. And it's always harder to me when people that bring laughter pass. They leave a legacy of just total laughter in a career. Like even George Wendt, you got Cheers. He was in Fletch. He was in Airplane 2. Like everything, he was in Second City. Everything George Wendt did basically resulted in making other people's lives more pleasurable through laughter, which I think is fantastic. He's also, Conrad, I don't know if you knew this, he's Jason Sudeikis' uncle, Ted Lasso himself. Wow. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know how. I didn't really research that, but I thought that was kind of a cool nugget. Anyway, so it got me thinking, what celebrity passing would make you the most sad? I'm going to say right now, for me, as much as laughter is a big part of my life, I love to laugh. I love to watch comedians and funny movies, and I grew up watching all that stuff. The biggest loss for me personally, I think, would be Bruce Springsteen. That would make me the most sad. So I'll say the boss. I'll start things off. Springsteen is 76, still playing 3-hour concerts, still singing about what he believes in. That would be a sad day for me and my whole family, really. I think the guy has walked the walk his whole adult life, and even people that disagree with him politically. Look, those have been his songs his whole career. He's been singing about the working man and all that kind of stuff. He is the genuine deal, whether you like him or not. That would make me the most sad. Conrad, what say you?
You know, I would probably say Adam Sandler for me.
Okay.
Because I still really like his movies, and what he's putting out, I think it brings, like, it's like a comfort movie for me.
Right.
It's like, it's always, I know what I'm going to get. It's going to be funny. I'm going to enjoy it. So I'd say him, because I wouldn't want to miss those great movies.
Brought a lot of laughter in his life to a lot of people. So that would be a big one too. So this is kind of in honor of George Wendt, who I didn't know. But it just got me thinking. So what celebrity passing would make you the most sad? Let us know, folks. 855-752-4842. 855-75-CIVIC. You can text us on the app, or if you're watching on the stream, shoot us a text on the stream, YouTube, Facebook, or X, or the WGBW website, the WISS website, Google. No, we're not on Google. You can't watch us on Google. Yet.
You can type in Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, and then there's links on Google to get to a stream.
A lot of other ways, quicker ways to do it, all right? Don't make extra work for yourself. It's funny you mentioned AI, because we've got a song. My buddy Mike used AI to make a Pete Schwaba song, and we will play that in the next segment. So it's very funny. It's silly, and Mike is doing it as a joke, I want to say. I mean, we're friends. He likes me. I think he likes my work. But the song is utterly ridiculous and funny, and you will crack up. And I believe my name is repeated twice in the chorus. which is just a strange thing. But I was I was cracking up earlier listening to it. We'll play that in the second segment tonight, folks, and get your reaction in, and we'll read your text. And we've got a great show tonight. The Doctors in Recital, Kim Shefchick and the Piats, right?
Yes.
Will be here in studio.
They will.
Singing to their heart's content at 6:35. They got a big event, Cure for Cancer. What's it called, Conrad? I had the poster right here now. I can't remember it. Kim sent it to me. Stand by, because this is a big deal. This is so much fun. They do the Doctors in Recital concert every year, which is for a great cause. On Stage for Cancer, which happens in July. They're going to sing. We'll probably have them back before then and try to help them increase awareness for On Stage for Cancer. A great event. And it's the show is called Serenades for Supper. So there you go. That's fun. So they'll be here in just a few minutes. Always fun to have Kim and the Piats in the studio. And then my pal and Milwaukee-based filmmaker, producer, director, cinematographer, and film professor, Tate Bunker, will be here. Tate's done some great work, and he is an artiste, and we will talk to him about his process and some of his movies. It's just great stuff. So there you go. That's a show. Let us know. We'll read your text on the radio, what you think. What celebrity passing would affect you the most or make you the most sad? We got a call, Conrad?
Yes, we do. Brian from Milwaukee.
All right. Brian, what's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Yeah, the one passing that would really affect me and get to me would be Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, wow. Now,
He's
listen.
still alive.
Yeah,
So,
he's
yeah.
in his mid-90s, I think.
Almost late 90s now. I think
Okay.
I think he just turned 98 or 99 like last week or this week.
I think you're right. Isn't it? Okay, so that's really interesting to me that he's your choice because he is so elderly, but he's left so much in his career for us to enjoy that would still affect you like that. That's a great answer.
Because I remember watching him as a kid when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would prefer watching the classic shows like Dick Van Dyke and all those other shows that were on TV Land at the time. Because I preferred that over what was on regular TV, and I still do.
That's
and now I
fantastic.
don't mind watching the TV and Nick at Night and stuff like that. But he, just like Lucille Ball and a lot of those others, have great legacies. And considering that he's in his late 90s and he's still singing barbershop, he's still doing dance, and he's still making appearances at award shows. I mean,
that's insane. So great. Thanks for the call, Brian. Outstanding. Thank you. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke's a good one. And that shows you what kind of track record he has as a celebrity, as an entertainer, as an artist, leaving behind so much stuff for people to enjoy. Great call. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Mission Impossible. The first Mission Impossible was released today, movie in the Tom Cruise genre, if you will, 1996. And now here we are on the cusp of the 8th film in the series being released, The Final Reckoning. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning drops in theaters this weekend. I'm so excited. We got a big group going Sunday. We'll have a celebration of life on Saturday for a friend of mine, and we're going to go see Mission Impossible. And I cannot think of a better way to spend, well, under the circumstances anyway, Memorial Day weekend. So Mission Impossible, Alien 3, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, the movie was released on this day. I don't know if you've seen that, Conrad, but I do remember The Simpsons used to kind of not make fun of, but they used to have a lot of fun with Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. And that was one of Homer's favorite shows. So that's the show, folks. We've got Doctors in Recital here in studio at 6:35, singing the night away. They're going to make the popcorn pick of the week also. So they're going to sing and tell you a movie that they all really love and give you a recommendation. So we're getting a lot of bang for our buck at 6:35 with the Doctors in Recital, and then Tate Bunker at 7:35, Milwaukee-based director. We'll talk about that. And in just a couple minutes, we're gonna. You just have to hear this. This song was written for me by my friend Mike, all with AI. And, I can't believe it. I'm sure AI does more important things than writing songs about radio hosts. But I will say, for what it is, Conrad, it sounds amazing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good song.
Okay.
But it sounds, I mean, it's clever. What Mike did is really funny. So I think you guys will like it. We'll read some of your texts. We're doing all of that. We got a lot going on here tonight. It's great to have you here. My last live show of the week. I can't believe it's already here. But great to have all of you listening. Please text, please call, be part of the show. We are coming right back with a Pete Schwaba AI song. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Here comes my baby. Here she comes now. And it comes as no surprise to me with another guy. Here comes my baby. Here she comes now. Walking with a love that's so fine. Never to be mine, no matter how I try. You'll never walk alone.
Tom Hartman here. You're listening to 97.9 WGBW.
Did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? Hey, it's Amanda with another new WISCO 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. Well, if you didn't know that it is, the folks at Nightly Buzz definitely did. And on Monday, May 26th, from 6 till 9 p.m., you can join them for an open mic for Mental Health Night. It'll be a night of powerful music, spoken word, and stand-up comedy, all in support of real conversations and raw talent. Let your voices be heard, because it matters. Head to WGBW.FM and click events to find out more.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. We are in a rare moment right now in Wisconsin politics. Why, you ask? Well, it's because we are not actively in the middle of a campaign cycle. It's been more than 6 weeks now since any of us have seen a campaign ad. It's been pretty nice, hasn't it? The moment we're in is as close as we're going to get to a political off-season here in Wisconsin. And we need to take advantage of this moment by taking action to improve our democracy. That means taking steps to address money in politics, cleaning up some issues with election administration, and creating a long-term plan for nonpartisan redistricting. In some cases, we can't make these kinds of changes in the middle of a campaign, so we need to be thinking about what we can do now. There's a lot both parties can agree on here, too. So let's make some moves this offseason, Wisconsin. Seize this moment to make a better, stronger, more inclusive democracy.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
All across Wisconsin, destination marketing organizations are working to ensure that tourism in our state and your local community is stronger than ever. Their work to drive visitation and enhance the visitor experience not only encourages travelers to discover our great state, it bolsters the economy, supports jobs, and it improves the quality of life for all Wisconsin residents. To learn more about what these great organizations are doing, visit destinationswisconsin.com. Sponsored by Destinations Wisconsin.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Schwaba for this evening's broadcast. Conrad Krieger riding shotgun, as he so often does. We're going to premiere an AI song about Pete Schwaba. Probably the only radio show in America you'll hear play such a song, given that I'm the host, but it is kind of funny. I think you'll get a kick out of it. We'll read your texts. We have a phone call, Conrad?
Yes, we do.
Let's bang these calls out, huh?
Yeah, Richard from Waukesha.
Hey, Rich, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I got a true story memory of a humorous happening for you.
Okay.
I'm standing in a bus stop shelter, and there's a gentleman in there, and we're talking, and I find out he's a veteran. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was in Vietnam. And we're talking, and I told him, I just heard Bob Hope died. And he said, no, he didn't die. He's in the hospital. So I said, well, I think I heard he died, but he's really old. He's probably not coming out. It doesn't sound good. And he said, well, I don't know. He said, I met Bob Hope. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, when I was in Vietnam, I went to his show and I personally met him and he helped me get through the war, Vietnam. I said, that's pretty cool. He said, matter of fact, I became a fan club member and I write letters to him.
No kidding.
And I said, really? So now what happened is on public radio after Bob died, I hear his daughter's interview. His daughter's got a book out about him. And she told him in the hospital bed the story of two guys at a bus stop shelter saying you died. And she said he laid in bed there laughing so hard he couldn't stand it. And that's the story. And I think it's a true happening.
That is a great story.
You know, he used to always talk about dying in front of the fans. You know, dying on stage.
Right.
So there it is, written by a veteran in his club, fan club.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Richard. That was fantastic.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Great stuff. We have another call?
Yeah.
Let's take that call too. That's hilarious. Dave on the stream says Morgan Freeman. Oh, that's good. Clint Eastwood and Steve Martin. He's got 3, and those are all titans of industry, of the showbiz industry. Yeah, those would all be huge losses. Morgan Freeman's got to be in his 80s. I know Clint Eastwood's in his 90s. But great answers. So, who do we have, Con?
So the phone is just a little.
Phone's messing up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Caller, I think it was Susan.
Yeah, Susan.
Try us back if you would. We're having some phone issues, but sorry about that. All right, we got to play this song. This is my buddy Mike Desatel, who is from Marinette. He was an extra in my film The Godfather of Green Bay. He is he's a titan of social media. I will say that. Mike is all over the place. He worked here in Green Bay in the news game for years and years, wrote for the Marinette Eagle Herald. He's had a long career in media and TV, and he's a really good dude. And he wrote this song about me. And it's a little weird to introduce a song about yourself, but it's all tongue-in-cheek, and I think you guys will get a kick out of this. What is this called, Conrad? Which one did I...
Pete Schwaba's Nightlife.
Pete Schwaba's Nightlife. Okay.
Not Nightlight.
Well, we know what we're doing here. All right, go ahead, play it. We'll hear a couple.
Under neon lights, the city comes alive with 1,000,000 watts pumping. We all will survive. Pete Schwaba on the air keeps the vibe just right. Booming across Wisconsin, lighting up the night. From musicians to magicians, his guests are a treat. In the radio world, he's the king of the beat. Oh, Pete Schwaba, he's the big cheese here with laughter and stories. He always draws near. Pete Schwaba, he's a hell of a guy on the radio every night, keeping spirits high. That old Pete Schwaba, he's got a showman smile. Tune in on the dial, he'll keep you for a while. He starred in a movie, Godfather of Green Bay, telling tales of glory in his own special way. A comedian at heart with jokes that ignite, but Big J came around, didn't get it quite right. With a double negative at the comedy club, the crowd went silent, left us all in a rub. Pete took the stage with that glint in his eye, heckled Big Jake, sent him right by and by and by. Pete Schwaba, he's a hell of a guy on the radio every night, keeping spirits high. That old Pete Schwaba, he's got a show.
Oh, that, folks, that song actually goes on for 18 minutes. It's like the Inagata Davida. Mike, thank you, buddy. That was great. Now, we found out, we'll have to get to this Tuesday, but there was another song. He slowed it down. It's one you can slow dance to. A song about Pete Schwaba that you can slow dance to, which I think is exactly what the world needs right now.
You know, Todd on the stream said new theme. I think we make that the new theme.
Here's the thing. That was AI.
Yeah.
The singer, the music, everything.
All you have to do is type in a little description.
Isn't that crazy?
And it just makes a song for you.
Thank
you. I wonder
Mike.
what he typed in.
That was fun. Probably Pete Schwaba.
I'm surprised the AI got the name right.
It's a dessert for all. Thank you, Mike. That was fun. And we'll do maybe Tuesday. We'll have some more. We can make that our question. We can have people choose between the 2 different Pete Schwaba songs. Which
there
is,
we go.
Todd Michael says, yes, killer theme. All right, Todd. Mike, your work is getting noticed here. Thank you, buddy. All right, our question of the night is, what celebrity passing would make you the most sad? Getting our social media responses up and running here. Rich Lacasio says Billy Joel. Todd Michaels, David Letterman. I'm with you, Todd. Love DL. Nick Wallander from Comedy City says Larry McCarran or Bill Jarts. A couple local heroes, absolutely. Nikki Zerjav, our pal Nikki, who we miss very much. Tom Hanks, the beloved Tom Hanks. That would be a big loss, too. Daniel Wheeler. I love Daniel's text. He says Kate McKinnon, because of the heartbreak it would cause to Conrad. Not because she would be dead at 30-something, because of how it would affect Conrad. And Conrad's response.
I'm appreciative of it.
Daniel Wheeler, you're right about that. All right, we'll read more of your text as the show progresses. Please be part of the show. It's always more fun when you guys participate. Coming up next, the Doctors in Recital in the house.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Matinee on Air.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. A Wisconsin politician is proposing that the state reduce its number of elections. Civic Media's Jimmy Kuska reports.
Wisconsin Republican Congressman Derek Van Orden is calling for the state to get rid of spring elections. Van Orden said on Wisconsin Eye that spring elections, which are held for officially nonpartisan races, should be done each fall instead. Van Orden cited voter fatigue, financial efficiency, and never-ending political campaigns to support his idea. The state's constitution requires spring elections for nonpartisan offices, specifically mentioning judicial elections, which are to be held outside of partisan elections.
Van Orden said that Republicans don't vote as often in spring elections. The Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development released U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates of employment and unemployment for metropolitan areas, major cities, and counties in Wisconsin for April of 2025. The non-seasonally adjusted data shows that unemployment rates decreased in all 13 metropolitan areas in the state over the month. However, they increased in all 13 metro areas over the past year. Unemployment in Wisconsin for April 2025 was 3.3% compared to the national rate of 4.2%. A Fond du Lac man has been charged in federal court with 2 counts of sex trafficking a child and a count of using a computer to entice a child into sexual activity. 26-year-old Ricardo Ortiz is accused of sex trafficking a minor on 2 separate occasions in March of this year. If convicted of any of the 3 charges he faces, Ortiz could receive a mandatory 10-year prison sentence. The Oshkosh police were involved in the investigation as part of Project Safe Child. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Martin Scorsese fans will have a chance to see him on the other side of the camera in a new documentary on Apple TV. Deadline reports that the famous director will be the subject of a docuseries in 5 parts from director Rebecca Miller. Miller is the daughter of playwright Arthur Miller and married to 3-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis. In the series, Scorsese will talk about his real-life experiences and how they contributed to his masterful filmmaking. James Cameron used the old Bugs Bunny reverse psychology trick in getting Leonardo DiCaprio to sign on to Titanic, according to Deadline. When DiCaprio was considered for the part of Jack Dawson, he wanted Cameron to make the character more conflicted, similar to other roles he had played so well to that point in his career. Cameron didn't want to do that, so he presented Jack Dawson's wholesomeness as yet another challenge to DiCaprio, asking him if he thought he could pull off an unflawed character. DiCaprio took the bait, and history was made. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This report sponsored by the City of Marinette, home of the Queen Marinette Run the River Powerboat Races, June 7th and 8th. More details at fishonmarinette.com.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear for tonight and cool with lows in the upper 30s. Mostly sunny for tomorrow, high in the upper 50s to near 60. And up into the mid 60s for the holiday weekend with more sun than clouds. A chance of rain Monday night and Tuesday. Right now it's 58.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Freedom Town Chair and Director of Parks for Outagamie County, Justin Schumacher. Do you think the bureaucracy is responding to the needs of the people?
No, I think if it was responsive, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. That doesn't mean we burn the entire system down. How do we solve it? Get involved. Join your Parks Committee. Recognize where we're not good and improve it.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS and the Civic Media app. Todd Albaugh.
Hey, everybody, join us next time from beautiful Lake Wissota with Pat.
Episode. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. My weekend is starting tonight, folks. So yours probably will start tomorrow. Either way, we are in the home stretch, hanging out here. The weather's supposed to get a little better. So hopefully everyone will have a great weekend on Memorial Day. Exciting. Tate Bunker is here. He is a Milwaukee-based director who will join the show in the second hour at 7:35. We'll read some of your texts. We've got Doctors in Recital in the studio. Kim Shevchik and Paul and Chris Piat. How are you guys?
We're doing well.
We are good. We are
so
good.
Much fun.
We are so grateful to be back. And we're wearing actually our other hat tonight with On Stage for Cancer, which is conflicting, right? Because Doctors in Recital, like Dr. Jekyll, Doctors in Recital, and then On Stage for Cancer, Hyde.
Well, right? I thought, so this does not, that's not like the name of you guys need like just a threesome band name, you know? How about threesome?
Good idea.
Paul wants to call it free beer.
I think a great band name would be Free Beer because people would show up.
Oh yeah, I like that.
But is it Three Beer, but you just mispronounce it Free Beer?
No, it's Free Beer.
Free, like it's free.
Because if it's not free, nobody's going to come to listen to us.
No, but there's three of us.
Come on, Paul.
Three. We meant to say Three Beer.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people would show up if it was threesome too.
Right. With the wrong idea, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Show up with a bottle of, if Kristen Lyerly was here, we know what she'd bring. Okay, that's inside joke. They don't go over well on radio. Either way, whatever you guys call yourselves,
we know,
or
Kristen,
whatever your side hustles or hobbies are, I don't want to
yeah.
know. I'm just glad to have you guys here.
We love being here, and we
fun.
love when you let us talk about things that are important to us. So
yeah, well,
we appreciate it.
And we were talking about the four of us getting tattoos.
We were
during maybe one visit, and we could do that on the air. Con, what do you think about that?
A fun.
Do you need a tattoo artist? I could do it. I've never done one before. But
oh well,
that
you sold that, Conrad. Great.
What better way to learn?
No.
You can start on Pete.
I would say that.
By the time you get to me, it might be okay.
He'll know what he's doing. This is the popcorn pick of the week, by the way.
Yes.
Did we hear the music and I just missed it?
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
All right. The Doctors in Recital, Kim Shevchik, Paul and Chris Piat are here, and they are beautiful singers. We're going to talk to them a little bit about their movie preferences. So thank you for agreeing to do the popcorn pick of the week.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even though, as I understand, the Piats just found out about this a couple of minutes
ago. But they love surprises.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
We love surprises.
We sure do.
All right. So since there are three of you, we'll do this in order. This will be very orderly. Let's start with movies, and then before we hear your beautiful voices, which I can't wait for. But what genre is typically your favorite? Let's start with Kim.
I like historical fiction.
Ooh, okay.
I specifically like a little bit of drama and a little bit of love story. World War II movies. Those are my favorite.
Nice. All right. Chris?
It depends on my mood. I mean, the rom-com is always nice when you just want to kind of not think. But I do like action.
You do?
Yeah.
Did not know this about her.
Wow, you guys are supposed to be
We're
friends.
besties, yeah.
Wow.
We don't watch movies
You don't watch
together.
movies
though.
together, yeah.
No.
Because neither of us are good at watching movies.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, we're both like
There'll be 3 other
multitasking during a
screens
movie.
up, and they'll be-
And
yeah.
that's it.
That's
They'll
not
be-
what we
They'll be
picked to
creating
do.
a nonprofit organization while they're watching a movie.
Yes, that's actually true.
That's type A movie watching. What about you, Paul? What's your favorite genre?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I do enjoy the psychological thriller.
Ooh, okay.
I like something that keeps you thinking about it for a day or two later.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever seen House of Games? Joe Mantegna?
No.
That's kind of a con hustle. Have you ever seen The Sting?
Oh, yes.
Paul Newman, Robert
Long
Redford?
time ago.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Those are all outstanding genres. How do you guys like to watch movies? Let's start with Paul this time. Do you like to go to the theater or watch them at home? What's your tactic?
I like snuggling up on the couch at home.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Theater's fun, but
Can you watch a movie like that? I feel like I'd fall asleep in about 2 seconds.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh, at home all the way.
She'll be sleeping right away.
Okay.
Well, at home because I can do things. People have frowned upon it in the theater.
Actually,
if
yeah, in
you're
the
like
theater, you
doing
will
other
fall
things.
asleep.
So
Oh, that's-
while I
wow.
will multitask during a movie, I actually like going to the theater.
Yeah, me too.
I love the big screen. I like the smell of the popcorn. I always
Yeah.
get popcorn. I always get snacks. I'm that person who's got the full lap.
It
I'm
is
ready.
tough because when you're at the theater, you don't look at your phone as much. Hopefully not at all. You've silenced it and that. And when my wife and I watch movies at home, one time we had one on. We have a good sized couch and we were both kind of laying there, kind of cuddled up watching a movie. And I could tell she was asleep. She's laying in front of me, so I can't see her eyes, but not a peep, the whole movie. She fell asleep during the opening credits, wakes up during the closing credits and says, "So what happened?"
Oh,
that's my
man.
favorite.
Nope.
Oh.
No, you get to watch it again.
Exactly.
So that happened with me and my husband. We were watching Conclave. He fell asleep at the beginning. He wakes up towards the end. He goes, "What happened?" I said, "They picked a new pope."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the way to go. Did you hear when they picked the new pope? All the cardinals were watching Conclave.
No way.
I swear that was a real story.
Do you think they watched it and were like, "Oh, that's not how it happens"? Do you think they critiqued the
Totally.
Well, apparently it
Totally.
was pretty close to. Are you Catholic, Paul?
Yes.
Okay, 16 years of Catholic school.
Yes.
Now, first they picked a guy who was a mechanic, so maybe they didn't know what they were doing, and they went to the movie. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this going. All right,
Okay.
favorite movie snack, Kim. We'll start here.
Well, okay, I like traditional popcorn, but I like Milk Duds.
Oh, you stole mine.
That was
Conrad
mine too.
hates milk. Duds.
What?
Oh,
Your dentist
so
loves that
chewy.
you.
I love that you can eat it and it takes like 20 minutes to disappear.
That's the worst thing about
You are
it.
no longer doing my tattoo.
He hates. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry, you just lost that privilege.
Conrad hates chewy goodness. What about you?
Oh,
Chris?
that's my answer.
Milk
Popcorn
Duds?
and Milk Duds.
No kid. Now my wife likes popcorn and like Bunch of Crunch or chocolate, but the Milk Duds is interesting. I don't even know
Well,
what
it's
a milk.
chocolate and caramel.
But is
Oh,
it
it's chocolate
chocolate or is it?
caramel?
Oh, yeah.
Coated,
Oh,
coated in
Good.
chocolate.
Pete,
Look, I haven't had a Milk Dud
clearly
since
in
the
a long time.
70s because I'm kind of a contemporary guy.
That's one of my earliest memories is going to see Superman in the movie theater and having
Ooh,
Milk
wow.
Duds.
Nice.
Was that your
Yeah.
first?
Great
Was that your
memory.
first movie?
It might have been my first movie. It's either that or Benji.
My first movie in the theater was Top Gun.
Oh,
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a kid, Paul.
I am.
He is a baby. He's the youngest.
No, not the one that just came out, Pete.
Yeah. Yes, you're 4. What is your favorite snack, Paul?
Well, I do like the Milk Dud as well, but Raisinets.
Raisinets,
Chocolate
That's a
covered
another
good second.
popular
That
one.
is a good one.
Absolutely. Doctors in Recital, if that is your real name, are here in the studio. Kim Shefchick, Paul, and Chris Piat. They're going to sing for us soon. We're talking about movies right now and making the popcorn pick of the week as we do every Thursday night here at Nightlight. So where do you guys, let me ask you this. You're at a theater and there's a bunch of young punks, John, running their traps. What do? You tell them to be quiet? Do you get the theater people to do it? Do you give them dirty looks?
dirty
Do you
looks.
ignore it?
I'm a dirty looker.
gonna
I'm
leave
all
this
over
one to the
that.
ladies.
Yeah, she's a middle school teacher, so she's got this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mama puts her foot down.
Like, the three of us in the theater together, Kim and I aren't even gonna have to do anything. We're just gonna let her do the thing, and we're just gonna keep watching the movie.
Okay.
It's usually just a look.
Yeah.
You can do it with a look. But if I have to go over a look, I can do that.
Here's what I do. I just say, typically, I'll just say, shh, kind of, because I feel like that's sort of not as invasive as, hey, come on, or seriously, or this isn't your living room, or something like that. I've done that on occasion, but typically I just like to do a subtle shush, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Is it effective? Does it work?
Sometimes, yeah. It doesn't happen that often, but we have a theater in Marinette where sometimes kids just go there to hang out. They're like, you know what? I'd rather pay $8 and talk somewhere where there's sound and picture going on instead of in their cars or whatever. So that drives me crazy. But I don't know.
What's the last movie you saw in the theater?
Warfare. Really deep movie. A couple weeks ago. It's a new movie about war, Iraq. The director is a guy who it was his platoon in Iraq, and they came under heavy fire. And I'll watch war movies. I don't like to watch them, but this was
war movies.
You love war.
I do. I really love war movies.
I don't like
I think it's the explosion and the dismemberment I like. Says Kim.
Well, I would say the dismemberment is not a high point. That whole Band of Brothers, and that was
Some of them are great movies. There's no question about that. I'm not, but some of them, like this was intense.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were like, these guys in this unit were like kind of concussed, and some of them were really injured. And it was so hard to watch. And but you know what? You left the theater saying, you know, if you want to support troops, don't send them where they don't have to be, or only send them if they really have to. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what the director was trying to say too. But all right, so what kind of movie? Big Marvel film, franchise film, like Mission Impossible 8 opens this week?
I boycotted Tom Cruise ever since the couch incident.
Oh, you need to come back around, Kim.
No, I refuse.
Conrad, have her removed. Put a man on her.
Can we at least talk about how he's sold his soul to the devil somehow to look the way he looks at his age? Like, it's just ridiculous.
He is a freak.
There's something wrong.
He's
We
82.
agree there's something wrong.
82.
Well, look, the guy has all these movie stars, they have access to the best health stuff.
True.
The guy's got his quirks. I don't disagree with you, but I've said this before, I think earlier in the week. I loved him in Risky Business and All the Right Moves, and he did Taps. Then he went into the Scientology and danced on Oprah's couch. But now he has won me back over. He does not make a bad movie. He is a perfectionist. And we had a clip of him. It was a joke he played on a friend of his. He had a friend, he's a pilot, and he took this flight, and there was another guy in the front seat and a friend of his in the back seat, and the friend back in the back seat would not shut up. So Tom Cruise took the flight up really high, really fast, forcing the friend to pass out. But the best thing is him telling the story. I think it was David Letterman or something. He couldn't even catch his breath. Like, it was so diabolical. He's laughing because his friend couldn't breathe. And he's like, he wasn't in any danger. He kept insisting. I just think he seems like a interesting guy.
He's an interesting
Makes
guy.
good.
Yes,
that's fair.
That's safe.
All right. So, have you ever cried during a movie? Paul, let's start with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know offhand what it was?
Oh, there's been multiple.
Okay.
I mean, any good, like,
Yeah.
you know, get on your desk movie
Yeah.
at the end to save the professor, or
Oh, that's a great
hope
one.
you know what I'm referring
Absolutely.
to. Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Remember
Okay.
bawling my eyes out with my mom
Yeah.
after that ended. We were just like dumbfounded. We couldn't believe what we had just watched.
Yeah. That's a great answer, Chris.
I can tell you the movie hands down that I cried the most.
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Me too.
Like literally the entire movie was The Shack.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
the
an emotional
entire
my
movie.
face was
The
swollen for
Shack.
rest
What
of the
is
day.
that?
Oh my gosh,
I
it's
don't
phenomenal.
know that movie. The Shack.
It's like a spiritual, religious type
Oh.
experience that this man has, and it is pretty powerful.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
And God
and
is a woman.
God is a woman.
Oh.
And you meet the Holy Spirit, and they're all a different ethnicity.
Oh, I
Three
love
in
that.
one.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
why it was
It's
so
a very
cool. So
spiritual
cool.
movie.
It's really, really good.
Do you think it's weird when people still say he with God? Because I'm like, we don't know who knows, you know?
Agree.
I don't know. Not to make this weird. Kim.
That's who you need to be.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I've definitely cried at lots of movies. I'm trying to think the last one. You know,
Stripes?
anything where there's anything where there's a old person who, like overcomes anything. The old people get me. Oh, the dog movies, The Art of Racing in the Rain. That movie, I cry.
All right, we're going to do more. We're going to get the popcorn pick of the week when we come back. We're going to dry our eyes, and we'll come back, and we'll get each of their popcorn pick, and then they are going to sing, folks. You don't want to miss that. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Give me a piece of my daddy never had.
Local news, weather, and sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley for over 30 years and are proud sponsors of Mino and the Mayor's Eye on the Community. Insight offers comprehensive eye care, including glasses and contact lenses. Their doctors have a special interest in treating chronic eye disease, specialty contact lenses, and pediatric care. Find Insight on Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Visit WIinsight.com to schedule your eye exam. Improving lives by improving sight. Insight Eye Care.
You're listening to the American Democracy Minute, keeping your government by and for the people. The independent state legislature theory met a skeptical U.S. Supreme Court in 2023 in Moore versus Harper, a North Carolina gerrymandering case. The Michigan GOP tried to employ the fringe theory to undo Michigan's Question 2 citizen ballot initiative, but the U.S. Supreme Court refused the case May 19th. Proponents argue the independent state legislature theory gives legislatures ultimate power over federal election rules based on a widely dismissed interpretation of the election clause of the U.S. Constitution. In North Carolina's case, the legislature admitted it gerrymandered, but said it had the final say, and the courts and governor had no jurisdiction. In 2022, Michigan's Promote the Vote Question 2 ballot initiative passed 60% to 40%. It enshrined multiple voting rights in the state constitution, including 9 days of early voting, guaranteeing the right to vote without harassment, offering a permanent vote-by-mail list, and mandating drop boxes and several other important voting reforms. 11 GOP legislators tried to invalidate the ballot question using the ISL theory. They argued that only the state legislature could make election law, not those pesky constituents. The Michigan Supreme Court dismissed the case in April 2024, and on May 19th, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear the case. We have more on ISL and the Michigan case at AmericanDemocracyMinute.org. I'm Brian Beal.
Schwaba. The kid Conrad Krieger is riding shotgun as usual. Brian from Milwaukee said, "Not the lube again." Eye roll. Oh, Kristen Lyerly has left a lasting legacy on this show. Hey, this is fun, folks. On Stage for Cancer is here. I was referring to you guys as the Doctors in a Recital, which you are for part of the year.
We are for part of the year.
But we're going to talk about this great event after we get your popcorn pick of the week. So, Conrad, if we could have a drum roll, that would be outstanding. Kim Shefchick, your popcorn pick of the week.
Well, I am a little bit of nostalgic with Forrest Gump.
Oh, nice.
It was my first date with my husband.
Oh.
And I still enjoy watching it.
Okay.
And I've been to several of the places where it was filmed.
Yeah. Do you still enjoy your husband?
Most of the time.
Okay.
Whenever we have a fight, we just put in Forrest Gump. It was a nice trip down memory lane. That's a great one. What about you, Chris?
The American President.
Oh, nice. Look at
I like
this.
that one.
Not a typical tearjerker, though, or I mean, there's some emotional stuff
There's
there.
some
but-
emotional stuff. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why. I just
Did you want to be president? Is that why?
I'd be so good.
Why not a middle school teacher? I'm fine with that. What about you, Paul?
Well, sticking with the tearjerker theme from before the break, a movie that I loved was I Am Sam. Great music, wonderful acting. I mean, it's a sad story, but it's definitely worth a watch.
None of these have been picked yet as the popcorn pick of the week, so I love all of those answers, you guys. Thank you
Called
for.
us weird.
Well, definitely that, but
Unique.
Yes.
I heard unique.
that is unique. All right, On Stage for Cancer is this outstanding event you guys have. It's coming up July 31st, so it's a ways off, but people can start getting prepared, getting their tickets, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so right now you can get a reserved table of 8. So it's at Riverside Ballroom. We have we're gonna have dinner, and then we will entertain with a very amazing show that Chris is putting together. And it is essentially what a lot of people are doing, other than our sponsors, are reserving a table in memory or in honor of a cancer thriver. So for example, I lost my mom to cancer in the last year, so we are having a table that will be in honor of her, and so some of our family will be at it. So that's what we're encouraging people to do. We're also going to hopefully sell tickets and hopefully have live stream as well. We will have live stream as well. So even if we sell out the event, because you can only fit so many people in, we'll have live stream tickets too.
So are you going to do another backstage thing like you did for Doctors and Result? That was so fun. When
Actually,
you were
we
like
can, because the night are you Wednesday night
Monday
too?
through Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wednesday night, the night before, we'll have rehearsal.
Awesome.
Totally in for that.
All right, we have to do that. That would be really fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
It's called Serenades for Supper. So you get food, you get drink, you get all that kind of stuff. I
Yes.
assume with a nice ticket package.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have an auction. We'll have a silent auction. We'll have a live auction. We'll also have in our live auction, we'll be auctioning off live art that is being painted during our numbers. And then at intermission, we'll actually live auction off the art that Trisha Spice will be doing. We have a wine and liquor pull. We've got,
what is that exactly? A wine and liquor pull.
Oh,
sounds obscene.
Where's Jackie? Jackie, where are you? You're in charge of that.
Basically, pay some money, you get some corks, and then they draw your number, and then you take the wine or
you pick a bottle.
Yeah.
Like a
and it could be $100 bottle or it could be a $10 bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, what a jip. If you get the $10.
They're all going to be very, very valuable, Pete, I'm sure. And probably come with milk
I
duds.
didn't mean to denigrate. Okay,
Milk
you're right.
duds taped to every bottle.
Individual tickets, $62.50, dinner, drinks, silent auction, live auction, singing, dancing, and so much more. What will you guys be doing? Will you be performing there?
We are.
Okay.
Kim is leading Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Oh, love it.
Paul's going to be singing James Taylor's How Sweet It Is. And Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett.
Great tune.
Yep.
No. I'm excited.
I would imagine.
I heard it here first. Heard it in live.
You got a lot of time to practice, though, Paul. That's okay.
I sent an email out if you didn't read it.
And we do have the Power Tool Horns with us, and they're incredibly talented. We've got all sorts of wonderful local musicians donating their time and talent as well.
So much fun. Doors open at 5, dinner at 6, performances to follow. So people are going to be dancing to those songs, or you have a separate DJ, or how does that work?
Yes. So some of the numbers, there will be people in the show dancing, and then there is one number where everyone is invited to dance along.
Oh, fun. Do you guys need me to dance? If you need me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not joking. I'm a phenomenal dancer.
I'm serious. Well, are you going to do your show that night? Probably. So you can come after your show.
What do you think, Con?
You could do your show live.
Yeah, we could take the show on the road.
We
That'd
could
be
do
kinda
that.
fun.
You
I
know
like
what
it.
my nickname was growing up? Golden Feet. That's the kind of dancer I am.
Okay, we need to explore this.
Kim is looking like he might be serious, but there's no way he is. That's the look.
Totally the look I was giving. Good read. Good
All right,
read.
how should we do this? Because I want you guys to do a couple tunes. Can we have them play us to the break, Con?
Yeah.
And then we'll have more time.
Yeah, we have
when
about a
come
minute.
back.
So
Is there something
perfect.
you want to play just to get us to the news?
Perfect.
Intermission coming up here, folks. On Stage for Cancer, Kim Shevchik, Paul, and Chris Piet are in the studio here. They're going to sing something to take us to the break, and we'll have a little more time after, and they can sing something else too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
All right, whatever you want.
The fox went out on a chilly night, prayed for the moon to give him light, for it many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh, many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Oh, he ran till he came to the farmer's pen. The ducks and the geese were kept therein. He said, a couple of you are gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh, couple of you are gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, he grabbed the great goose by the neck. He threw the duck across his back, and he didn't mind the quack, quack, and the legs all dangling down. Oh, down, oh, down, oh, he didn't mind the quack, quack, and the legs all dangling down. Oh, the old gray woman jumped out of bed. Out of the window she popped her head, crying, John, John, the great goose is gone.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The FAA now says 6 people on board a small jet that crashed into the San Diego neighborhood this morning are believed to have died. 8 others on the ground were injured.
One of the 6 on board killed in the crash, ABC News has confirmed, was Dave Shapiro, a pilot and the co-founder of a music talent agency. He was the owner of the aircraft. The NTSB says the plane had taken off from Teterboro in New Jersey, stopped in Wichita, probably to refuel, and then continued on to San Diego, where there was thick fog when they tried to land. The plane clipped a power line and then crashed into the neighborhood. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Supreme Court in a 6-3 decision ruled that President Trump can move forward on firing the heads of the National Labor Relations Board and Merit Systems Protection Board for now, while a lower court case plays out. The storm system that left a trail of destruction in the Midwest and South now churning on the East Coast. That could impact travel at airports and out on the roads this Memorial Day weekend. This is ABC News.
This is your local civic media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Earlier this week, a day of action for gun violence prevention was held at the Capitol in Madison. Joanne Krulatz has more.
Gun safety advocates and Democratic lawmakers pushed for legislative solutions to gun violence in Wisconsin. Milwaukee State Senator LaTanya Johnson said things like universal background checks and mandatory waiting periods on gun purchases, reporting requirements on lost and stolen guns, and red flag laws are common sense protections. Representative Sheila Stubbs of Madison said, not doing anything is a decision made by Republican lawmakers that is costing lives. Republican lawmakers stripped firearms provisions out of Governor Tony Evers' proposed state budget, but are offering a bill this session to exempt gun safes and gun locks from state sales tax.
The Wrightstown School District put Superintendent Ron Sari on administrative leave due to a performance concern. The district gave no indication as to what prompted the suspension. Sari became interim superintendent in January after Andy Space retired mid-school year. Sari's contract was extended through the 2025-26 school year just 2 months ago. State lawmakers are proposing new legislation that would levy significant fines for owners of abandoned boats on Wisconsin shorelines. The proposal comes days after a cabin cruiser named Deep Thought was pulled from the Milwaukee shoreline and a yacht named Sweet Destiny was towed from the St. Croix River. The proposed legislation would give owners 30 days to collect their boat after law enforcement authorities deem it abandoned. If a boat isn't removed, the owners could face a $10,000 fine and up to 9 months in jail. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
It's the Brewers and the Pirates. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers scheduled to open a 4-game series tonight in Pittsburgh that continues over the weekend. Yesterday, they lost to Baltimore 8-4 in extra innings and had to bring in Tyler Alexander again to close the game.
I was ready to go today. I mean, even though it was emergency and before the 11th, after McGill threw, it's tough losing no matter what. So that's never fun. And as close as this ball game was, it definitely hurts to lose.
The Crew is back in Milwaukee on Monday, Memorial Day, against the Red Sox. At the NFL meetings, owners deciding not to ban the Eagles' tush-push play. Meanwhile, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur asked, did they think about bringing receiver Devontae Adams back to Green Bay?
Anytime you have a player of that caliber, there's definitely conversations that go into it. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. He is the ultimate competitor and he treats practice like it's game day.
That's Matt LaFleur with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear for tonight and cool with lows in the upper 30s. Mostly sunny for tomorrow, high in the upper 50s to near 60. And up into the mid 60s for the holiday weekend with more sun than clouds. A chance of rain Monday night and Tuesday. Currently 57 degrees.
Lean Local with Jim Schmidt.
Wow, do we lean local on this show? A former mayor and a current mayor discuss everything from economic development to housing to speeding. Join me.
Sunday afternoons at 1 on 97.9 WGBW and the Civic Media app. John Mino and Jim Schmidt.
I would love to shower at a truck stop. Love to eat at a truck stop. Watch TV at a truck stop. I'm fine with that part.
I think there's not good stuff that happens at truck stops. I don't know, John.
I would be on my best behavior.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. You write me.
Right.
A postcard.
Do you have a stamp?
Mino and the Mayor, weekday morning 6 till 9 on 97.9 WGBW and 98.3 and 96.5 WISS. Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Freedom Town Chair and Director of Parks for Outagamie County, Justin Schumacher. Do you think the bureaucracy is responding to the needs of the people?
No, I think if it was responsive, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. That doesn't mean we burn the entire system down. How do we solve it? Get involved. Join your Parks Committee. Recognize where we're not good and improve it.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on W.
Schwaba, Pete Schwaba, he's a hell of a guy on the radio every night, keeping spirits high. That old Pete Schwaba, he's got a showman smile. Tune in on the dial, he'll keep you for a while. He starred in a movie, Godfather of Green Bay.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Nightlight, folks. That is my new theme song created by Mike Desitel, who
It's
on this
good.
It's AI.
It's jamming.
He just did AI, and this is what he says. He says, I wrote the song for the most part, making sure to put your name in twice in a row, which makes it funny to me.
Pete Schwaba.
Added a few radio details. Oh, next time you guys come back, if you could acousticize that would be great.
Oh, game on.
He says,
Challenge accepted.
I added a few radio details, then a skeleton outline of the movie, The Godfather of Green Bay, being sure to include the double negative detail. That's I get heckled by Tony Goldwyn's character, and I make fun of him for using a double negative. And then Mike says, I ran that through AI, and it spit out a pretty good set of lyrics. I tweaked it a little bit and then sent it to another AI source for recording that AI retweaked my retweaking and came up with the song. The music AI allows you to choose various genres. Wow. The effort, even though it was AI. Thank you, Mike. That was really
impressed.
fun. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of mileage out of that. I'm going to lose a lot of listeners over the next few months because we are
It's
playing
catchy.
the
It's in my
crap out
head
of that
already.
thing.
It's in my head.
I'm living rent free in Kim's head. I love it. On Stage for Cancer is here, folks. If you missed the last segment, we're talking about they made the popcorn pick of the week, which was fun. We read some text. Our question of the night is, what celebrity passing would make you the most sad? And that was inspired by George Wentz passing because he brought so much laughter to lives.
alarm.
And we will continue to read those texts as the show progresses. But right now we have a little while longer here with our pals on Stage for Cancer, sometimes known as Doctors in Recital. But you have this great event dependent, but you have this great event coming up, Serenades for Supper. And all the proceeds go to, I would assume, fighting cancer.
Yeah, so our cancer thrivers in our community that are either in the music industry, artists, or people who are small business workers, employers. This concept really arose from our knowing people who just were in that area. And when you get cancer and you have to fight cancer and you're ready to go to all your appointments, and now you realize you can't do your side gigs and you don't have that traditional backup plan of the traditional family medical leave and those kind of things. So we created this nonprofit to help those people out. And because we're musicians and we're friends with many musicians in the community, we decided to put on an event. Last year had a great result at the Weiner. This year we decided to do the dinner and a show and something a little bit different but fun. And we're excited.
I love it.
Chris has a great show of a lot of variety, and everything's tied to food or drink. So it's pretty creative, and you will never see another thing like it.
It sounds like an extravaganza, and I don't use that word lightly, but it's for more information, go to Onstage, the number 4 Cancer, onstageforcancer.org. Ticket packages, dinner, drinks, silent auction, live auction, July 31st. It sounds like a phenomenal. And if you like what these guys do in here when they come on the show and how great they sound, there's just more of that at this event, and it's a steal as far as I'm concerned. And it goes to a good cause too.
Exactly.
And who doesn't want roasted chicken? I mean,
sign me up.
Right?
$62.50 for roasted chicken. Where do I sign?
And one of a kind entertainment.
We love you too, vegetarians.
We do.
I'm sure there'll be a salad there somewhere.
We do.
Can you guys sing something else for us? I love when you guys sing.
Sure.
Slow it down and get schmaltzy.
A little romance.
A little slow dance music.
These two are going to get romantic.
Oh,
boy.
sweet.
Oh boy.
Conrad, start the camera.
It's amazing how you can speak right to my heart without saying a word. You can light up the dark. Try as I may, I could never explain what I hear when you don't say a thing. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all. All day long I can hear people talking out loud. But when you hold me near, you drown out the crowd. Oh, Mr. Webster could never define what's being said between your heart and mine. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. Now you say it best when you say nothing at all.
Oh, I like that little. That was a very nice song. What is that song? Who's
It's old.
It's old.
Is it?
I don't know who originally did it. Allison Krauss and Union Station.
Oh, that totally sounds like Alison Krauss. Wow,
But I
that's
don't know.
great.
Let's ask Mr. Google who originally.
Do you guys like? What do you get really excited to play at an event like this, or even coming into a show like this? What kind? Do you have a specific music that really gets you excited to sing?
I like singing with the band, which is why it's so exciting that the Power Tool Horns are joining us, because then I get
Yeah.
to sing 9 to 5 with them, and it's way fun. It's so much fun to have like horns blasting, like bam.
You sent me videos of you singing "Mamma Mia," and it was so
the Mamma
fun.
Mia. That was fun.
That was great.
That was fun because it was these, fancy piano players playing Mamma Mia on
Yeah.
the piano. And then I come out wearing my ridiculous polyester outfit.
It was fantastic.
Oh, you had a
Yes.
blast with
Oh,
it,
I
though.
had
You
so much
totally got into it.
Yeah, that was actually really fun.
fun. So, all right. So this is the kind of stuff they can hear there, and some uptime. You're going to do Margaritaville at the event on the 31st. Okay. And when can people start getting tickets for Doctors in Recital? Does that just sell out more and more every year, or do you get more people every year?
Yeah, so Doctors in Recital is my other nonprofit hat.
Yeah.
And they our show is in January, which is why the two are very separate, so I can still do them both. So the end of January is our show. We usually start selling tickets in October, but because all of our tickets are on sale through the Widener, it's basically when they tell us we can turn them on. So we'll probably start selling tickets September, October.
This is at the Riverside Ballroom.
This
event
is
in
at
July.
the
That'll be
Riverside
really fun.
Ballroom.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're very excited.
What is the
about it.
capacity there? Is it?
Well, our seated tables, we're going to have just over 250. And then we're going to have live stream. So people can also stream for, you don't get the chicken, you don't get the live ambiance and the live painting and all the fun stuff. But we'll have lots of ways for people to continue to enjoy our events. So
Yeah, you can
we're
make
excited.
a hot pocket at home and just watch it.
You could sit on your couch and fall asleep with your wife.
That's
Right.
true. But you won't have the opportunity to participate in the wine pull.
No,
Right.
no wine pool.
And you
for
can't buy the painting.
I know. No, it sounds like a great event. Check it out, folks. Onstageforcancer.org. It's onstage, the number 4, cancer.org. Can we get one more song out of you guys before we move on here? What do you got for us?
Little James Taylor.
How about should we try a little James?
Yeah, whatever you guys.
but
I've never played a bad song.
When
on
you
this
say
show,
nothing
so.
at all, Keith Whitley.
Keith Whitley.
That's the song.
That's
is he
who
a country
originally
singer?
released it.
He's an old.
Oh yeah,
He's like an '80s country singer.
I remember that
Back in
name.
the day.
Sure.
I would never.
Beautiful
have
song.
In 1988, and then Alison Krauss and Union Station covered it 6 years later as a tribute to him on a tribute
Oh, I
album.
love it.
There we go.
If we just play too, if we run out of time, we'll just let them play us out, right? We'll come back and read some texts. And thank you guys for being here. And if you finish before the break, that's fine too. We can talk
All
some
right.
more. And but it's On Stage for Cancer. Kim Shefchick, Paul, and Chris Piat. Great to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk away and watch it shine. Watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? Going to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something warm and kind. Hey baby, the sky's on fire, I'm dying. Ain't I going to Carolina in my mind? In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway call me. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. Signs that might be omens say I'm going to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing round me. And still I'm on the dark side of the moon. It seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me.
WGBW.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And with Memorial Day on the way, there are so many different events coming up all throughout your new Wisco area. From car shows, 5Ks, and Memorial Day parties, there's just too many for me to make an individual spot about. So don't worry, I've collected them all for you to go through, and all you have to do is head to WGBW.FM and click events.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
There's a problem, feathers, iron, bargain, buildings, weights and pulleys. Feathers hit the ground before the weight can leave the air.
Welcome back. Hey, it's a Thursday night edition of Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. And it's not like a phenomenon, I would say, but I love days when it gets warmer as the day goes on, or even at night. Like I was out with my daughter last night, just hitting some stores when I got back to Marinette, and it was like warmer at night than it was during the day. It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that today a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a little chilly.
Oh,
I'm wearing a sweatshirt and jeans, and it's May. Like, that's usually when I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just a sign of hopefully good weekend weather. What celebrity passing would make you the most sad? That is our question of the night here at Nightlight. Let's get through some texts. We're a little bit behind on social media. Monica Hale says Trevor Noah, because he had a challenging upbringing and has endured a lot, but has used his fame to call attention to the struggles of those less fortunate and to advocate for human rights. And he does it all while being funny. I have to be honest, I don't know much about Trevor Noah. I watched The Daily Show when it started, like back when Craig Kilborn hosted it. And then Jon Stewart for a while. And then I don't know. It's still a good show. I just don't. Sometimes you just get sick of something, even though it's funny, well written. And Trevor Noah was great too. It was one of those things where Stewart was kind of a hard host to replace because he has such avid fans. But Trevor Noah stepped in and by all accounts was excellent. Thank you, Monica. Who is yours again, Conrad?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, that's right. And mine was Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Annie from Watertown. Oh, Annie is not happy with us tonight. She says, Pete Schwaba, capital OMG. What a horrid question.
Wow.
It's a little morbid. Kind of, but
Yeah.
we're celebrating their lives by saying we don't want them to pass away, Annie. We'd be sad. So you see how I backed into that and made that a positive? Annie says, really bad question. This is a separate text. Really bad question of the day. Even if not a funeral day. I don't know if I understand that part.
Maybe.
We get it. She does not like the question.
She does not like
and you know
the
what?
question.
They can't all be winners. We can't bat 1,000, Annie, but it's still nice to hear from you either way. Anna from Madison, she's in the 608, says, hi, Pete and Conrad. The celebrity passing that would make me sad is Ringo Starr. Yeah. Well, there's 2 Beatles left, actually, but Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, that would leave 1 Beatle. And they're not going to be around forever. I think both those guys are in their 80s. So, but a great one. Thank you, Anna. Jim from Stoughton says, Bill Murray. Yeah. Such a funny dude. Loved him in Meatballs. Jim, he's great in everything. Even when he's more of a serious, even if the role is more serious. Bill Murray's just a phenomenal actor. And he's funny even when he's not trying to be, because he's such a good actor. He brings humor to roles that are more serious because he's Bill Murray. Lost in Translation. He was great. I mean, he's really good in everything, but that's one that, to me, took him to another level. Susan, Terry from, where is Terry? Is that her last name or is that the town? That's her last name, correct? Well, either way, Terry is texting us.
Yes.
Teri. She spells it like Terry Barr.
Terry Ryan.
Terry Ryan. There is a Terry Ryan, a famous Terry Ryan, too. She says Carol Burnett, another great one. And Carol Burnett is getting up there, too. She's no spring chicken. So now I'm making it worse. I'm saying, oh, she's really getting up there. You're going to be sad very soon. I don't mean to say that. But Terry is in the 414, and she says Carol Burnett. Thank you, Terry. She's listening on WAUK. A fine outfit. Jameson from Pennsylvania, he's in the 814. He says, has to be Anthony Hopkins. And musically, Billy Joel. Second Billy Joel. Rich Lucasio said Billy Joel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sad one. But nobody's really going younger here. I mean, older people are more likely to pass away, but I'm just saying. Ed from Madison says Mel Brooks. Wait a minute. This is terrible, but I think Mel Brooks already passed away. I'm going to the Google. No, he is 98. Wow. That's a great one. All right. Well done. I thought Mel Brooks had passed away. Thank you, Ed. Mel Brooks is a genius, comedic genius. Brian from Milwaukee. Oh, I already read that one. That was lube related. We'll steer clear of that one. Tom in West Dallas says Patrick Stewart. Okay, wow. Really great variety here in these texts. Love it. Thank you, everybody, for your texts and calls. Did we ever get the phone situation figured out, Conrad?
No.
Really? Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. He did play the Beaver, but I think that could be a detective question from a few days ago. Thank you, Tyler. Tomorrow is road trip day.
It is.
And we're not really going to get to do anything about road trip because that would be a fun question.
Yeah, I'm not making any road trips really this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere either. I like a good road trip.
I hope I road trip up to Door County soon. All this talk that we've had about Door County makes me want to go there.
What was it that put you over the top? There was a film festival there recently. There's an art fair there. We had Shane on.
It's not about any of the events or anything. It's just getting up there, enjoying the scenery, exploring something I didn't see last time.
Got you thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. I love it. I have not been there. For a while, we were going in the spring because all of our spring breaks didn't align. So one year we went to Florida, but Door County's so cheap in the spring.
Yeah.
And we would go there. It's phenomenal.
You just drive, it's not that far away.
Yeah. Close beauty. All right. My thanks to Cure for Cancer, also known as Doctors in Recital, after a very short news break here, where Civic Media's news team will keep you informed. We are coming back with Milwaukee-based director, producer, cinematographer, and professor Tate Bunker. He has done some great work, and we're going to talk about it next. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Traffic's moving way too slow. Drop the pedal and go. Go. We going riding on the freeway. Oh no, we're against our plan.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A deadly small plane crash in a San Diego neighborhood this morning. All on board are dead. Remarkably, no one on the ground killed. ABC's Trevor Ault.
The NTSB says this plane likely had black boxes, which will be crucial for the investigation into why this crash occurred. But when you look into the damage to this neighborhood, it is astonishing that everyone in these houses survived.
Charging documents say the man accused of shooting 2 Israeli embassy staff members outside a Jewish museum event Wednesday in Washington, D.C., admitted to the murders, claiming he did it for Gaza. The victims, a couple that had planned to marry, 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez, charged with murder of foreign officials or other crimes. An escalation in the battle between Harvard University and the Trump administration, which is now barring Harvard from allowing international students to enroll. Harvard says that's not legal. Harvard enrolls almost 6,800 foreign students at its campus in Cambridge, Massachusetts, accounting for more than a quarter of its total student body. This is ABC News.
It's the Brewers and the Pirates. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers scheduled to open a 4-game series tonight in Pittsburgh that continues over the weekend. Yesterday, they lost to Baltimore 8-4 in extra innings and had to bring in Tyler Alexander again to close the game.
I was ready to go today. I mean, even though it was emergency and before the 11th, after McGill threw, it's tough losing no matter what. So that's never fun. And as close as this ball game was, it definitely hurts to lose.
The crew is back in Milwaukee on Monday, Memorial Day, against the Red Sox. At the NFL meetings, owners deciding not to ban the Eagles' tush-push play. Meanwhile, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur asked, did they think about bringing receiver Davante Adams back to Green Bay?
Anytime you have a player of that caliber, there's definitely conversations that go into it. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. He is the ultimate competitor and he treats practice like it's game day.
That's Matt LaFleur. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. The summer box office kicks into high gear this weekend with 2 huge releases squaring off for your hard-earned money. Let's start with The Granddaddy, which is the final installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, at least for now. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning continues the story from 2 years ago, where we left with a train hanging off a cliff. The film is pulling about an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes because some critics apparently don't know how to party. Not to be outdone, the live-action version of Lilo and Stitch also opens this weekend and is also anticipated anticipating massive returns at the gate. In the film, which is pulling a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, a fugitive alien helps a young Hawaiian girl heal her dysfunctional family. If you're looking for some good old-fashioned, cringeworthy adult comedy, check out the film Friendship, which goes into wider release this weekend. If you're in a small town, you might have to road trip for the laughs, but it might be worth it as it's pulling a 90% on RT. Let's go to the movies. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear for tonight and cool with lows in the upper 30s. Mostly sunny for tomorrow, high in the upper 50s to near 60. And up into the mid 60s for the holiday weekend with more sun than clouds. A chance of rain Monday night and Tuesday. It's 55 right now.
Matt and Air on Air.
The Joint Finance Committee just had 4 meetings around the state of Wisconsin. The top 3 things of concern to people were education, healthcare, and childcare. The Republicans stripped all of those things out of Governor Eber's budget. So I'm thinking about going next time just to make sure that they all put their phones down when I'm talking to them, because I have a feeling they're all playing Candy Crush because they're not paying attention to what people are saying.
Catch Matt and Air on Air at its new time, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
Childcare is in crisis in Wisconsin. This week, I talked with the Sheboygan 4.
On Nightlight, we have a show put together. It is an original show. It will not be live. I had to take a night off for to attend some friend stuff, which my weekend will be a little longer, so I'm excited about that. I'll see some friends and family this weekend, which will be fun. But we do have a show. We won't be live, so there will be no question of the night. But we've got a lot of fun stuff happening. Emerson Lehman will be here from WBAY. He is one of the morning anchors there. Always fun when Emerson comes in. Director Michael Collins will be on the show talking about his film Almost Sunrise, which is my classic movie pick of the week, just in time for Memorial Day. And then the latest member of the WGBW Civic Media team, Eliza Cussin, will be here. And it's still a bar band Friday night. Terry Barr, co-host of Max Inc. Radio, will be here bringing new, most excellent tunes and great conversation. That's all coming up tomorrow night on Nightlight. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We do have some show left and a great guest. I'm very excited to have this gentleman on the show. He's an extremely talented cinematographer, director, producer. He's Milwaukee-based. He also teaches film at UWM, unless something happened since we last spoke. I hope he still has that gig. But he joins us now over the stream here on Nightlight. Tate Bunker. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, Pete?
How are you?
Good. You can hear me?
I can hear you fine. You sound great. You look great. You look like an actor, and that's you got that going for you, even though you're behind the camera.
I appreciate it.
You got it. So I haven't spoken with you in a while. I know I've interviewed you, I think, on PBS and maybe on the radio. I don't know if I've interviewed you on the radio, but you made this great film called The Field. And we talked about that on PBS. I just was curious. It's been a few years. What happened with that? And can people see that anywhere? It was such a good film.
Oh, yeah. No, you can still see it. Still streaming. It did a big North American run, but currently it's doing its international run. And it's done really well. It's been dubbed in various languages. It's kind of fun to see it in German. But you can still see it, and you can find it online. So it's just The Field. 2019, but it's still running its course. And also one thing to thank you for that show is how much it got picked up or syndicated on various other PBS shows. And so that was really kind of a great way great thing for the film. So I really thank you for that, Pete.
Oh, please, you were a great guest, and it's a great movie. So happy to do it, and I would love to see more independent films made in Wisconsin. I think there are those of us that make them here because we love the state and we live here or whatever. But it would be great if the incentives came back and we encouraged even more of this. But I feel, Tate, like it has to start young. Like you've got a young child, I've got kids. You've got to work that culture into them young. And I would love to see us become more of a state like that. So it's just a no-brainer that we have incentives and encourage other artists to come here,
Yeah. Well, they're making the push now. And I've, in the past, like maybe about 10 years ago, worked with a lot of people, even with the Zucker brothers in a way, to try to kind of push another push then. And it, eventually nothing happened. So, I feel like the people who are doing it now, they really have a really good chance, and they've done the best work so far.
I hope so. So I got off on a tangent there. I want to keep the focus on the field because you cast Veronica Cartwright.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a director, you're well respected, you're great at your craft, but it still must have been a little bit not intimidating, but what were you thinking going into that film with this woman who has been in The Birds and Alien and I think she's the last shot of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, right?
Yeah,
when Donald Sutherland. Yeah. So what was that like?
It was amazing. Like I always keep thinking about that famous shot in the original Alien, where the thing comes out of the stomach. It's the very next shot is her face, like with the blood splattered on it. And she's just so good at kind of screaming and like even, spitting up the cherry pits and witches of Eastwick. And so she's just amazing. So I was just really excited and happy, but we had a lot of conversations prior on the phone and she was coming back from New York and was like, why should I go all the way back to LA and then come right back to Wisconsin? So I'll just come early. And so she was, great on the phone and willing to accommodate. And so I felt like, I got really lucky. Not only like really a legend, but also someone who I felt like I could really work with and we could really collaborate.
Yeah. Was she hard to get the script to, or was she hard to find and get her to commit to the project?
No, I had for my previous film, sorry about that. My previous film, I had met a casting agent through the distributor Tri-Coast Pictures. And so I'd gone out to LA and kind of spent time with her, actually trying to do another film that I wanted to do. It was more of a political narrative, but it was just too big, and I'm a low budget filmmaker, and so I had to put it aside. But it'd been a while. I'd spent so much time trying to find money that I was like, I need to make a movie, and so I just, with what funds I had, or I'd already kind of was gearing up, so I shifted to this other film, which was The Field. So,
it's a great film. You got a great cast. Your wife, Kara, is a great actor. Kara Mulrooney. She's in it. She's like, I almost want to equate her to a young Veronica Cartwright in the sense that she had a great scream too during the film.
Yeah.
There's some great, some scary moments in it. And let's talk about, Tate, like you talked about how you like to make independent films. What's the minimum? I mean, have some fun with this. What's the minimum amount you can raise to make a film that looks halfway decent? Like, you're a schooled guy, you know what you're doing. You've shot, you've directed. So it's probably different for a guy like you, but like if someone came to you and said, I want to make a movie, how much do I need?
Yeah. So if you're just like saying, hey, I wrote this script and I just want to direct it and I need to hire the crew and put it all together, I would say like minimum, like bare minimum would be 250,000. If you wanted it to at least try to get, some name in there, and to have a real production value to it, which is, there's so many movies made today, like, unless, you're doing something different, right? Like you think of like 100 Beavers or something like that, which, that's a different process that's really worked out and it's been very successful. So, but those are, kind of unique films. So, but the industry is pretty much expects you to keep a certain production value.
Absolutely. What kind of movies do you like, Tate? Do you watch with a critical eye? Can you enjoy a studio film to watch, or do you prefer independent films?
Oh, I like independent films. I like really, I don't watch any of the kind of Marvel kind of stuff. I think of those as kind of fast food, which can be fun, but
Right.
I'd like to get a nice, good gourmet film. So I my girls are now of age where I feel like I'm starting to actually watch movies again. So there's a good window there I haven't watched. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and it's been really nice. So I would say I'm a little bit behind the times right now.
My guest is Tate Bunker. He is a Milwaukee-based producer, director, cinematographer, and he is also a professor of film at UWM, and a very talented guy. So, Tate, I want to ask you, what is your first love? Is it cinematography, or is it directing, or is it something else?
I'm a filmmaker, and I kind of, in a way, like you asked if someone like has a budget and doesn't know that where I can make that film, I can take 250,000, I can make it look like $1 million, because I'm a different type of filmmaker where my background is experimental film, and so I do everything. And so I kind of write it, produce it. I don't want to produce it, but I sometimes have to. But directing and shooting is really where I'm at. But when I started, I just really wanted to make a movie. I had a story that I really wanted to tell, and I didn't know anybody, and so it was like out in kind of the woods in Florida at the time, and I was like, oh, I found this Super 8 camera and started making films in high school. My friends thought it was really silly, but I only shot it Super 8 because no one else was going to film it. And so I kept filming it. And then when I finally got to go to film school, people kept asking me, hey, will you shoot my film? And then I ended up people asked me shooting features, and I never really I loved doing it, but I just didn't think like, oh, I don't know. I just was more focused on making a movie. And so I don't know if that's the director, but as I kept going, I realized that really at my heart, I'm a visual artist. And so being a cinematographer and making the image making of the movie, visual storytelling is really, really important to me. And so that's why I felt like the field was, yes, it's like a kind of a paranormal love story, but it's unique. It's different. It's like really pretty. It's really lovely to look at, which is kind of unique for a scary sort of movie, but there is some scares in there, but I just love, in a lot of my films, I just like making people feel a bit uncomfortable, a little edgy, and not knowing what to do or expect. But all my films have a kind of art house sort of effect because I come from that experimental background, and I teach in an experimental film school. But my newest film that I'm currently in post-production is actually a real change. I just felt like I had to wanting to kind of reinvent myself. And so I'm working on a documentary, a feature documentary. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I'm excited to see that. Do you have influences like when it comes to, and I'm asking you about cinematography just because the field, you said it looked pretty. It did look gorgeous. I think you shot it in Manitowoc, the Manitowoc area on this great farm, and it just looks stunning. Do you have cinematography influences?
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of influences. I would say the biggest influence for me would be that kind of new wave period that hit all the globe, with the faster film speeds and smaller cameras. And so that period to me is really exciting. But as much as I love tons of filmmakers, I always come back. I'm at my heart, I'm Stanley Kubrick. That's my largest influence. I can't seem to escape him in any way, and just how powerful like every image he has and how well it's constructed. Also, I'm a big fan of Andrei Tarkovsky, and so watching his films are very visual and kind of when I watch a movie, it's just those kind of old foreign films are the ones that Kurosawa, like watching those films were the ones that made me like, oh, I want to make movies. And I immediately was always wanting, I mean, my first couple of films that were obviously like these narratives that was influenced by Hollywood, but eventually I was like, oh, I like these really weirder forms of expression. But all my films are narrative and commercial.
Yeah. We have about a minute left, Tate. What's your favorite Kubrick film? Did you like Eyes Wide Shut?
No, I mean, I did, but there's parts of it that just felt like it wasn't finished. Like all of his movies, he makes huge decisions at the last second. Like he cut all the narration out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So that, that kind of moment didn't get to happen. And I feel it felt like, it just didn't feel like 100% his, but definitely there's scenes and moments that are like, without a doubt, Kubrick.
Yeah. Listen, buddy, this was fun. I'd love to have you come back on another time. I had all these questions about UWM too, but maybe next time you could come on and talk about what that film school is like, and we can get a plug in for that, because I think. But keep up the great work. I can't wait to see what you do next, and let's talk soon. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pete, for having me on.
All right, anytime. That's Tape Bunker. Check out The Field, folks. Go on Roku and you can stream it. He also made another film called Little Red, which is very creepy. And Mark Metcalf from Animal House is in both of those films, and he is also a Milwaukee actor. And my pal Mark Borchardt is in The Field, and Mark is a terrific guy too. So Milwaukee strong, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to come right back and close this thing down. We've got a couple texts we've got to read, and then we got a song to close the show that just makes me feel great. That's coming up. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Reach, engage, grow with Civic Media. Log on civicmedia.us/advertise.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. We are in a rare moment right now in Wisconsin politics. Why, you ask? Well, it's because we are not actively in the middle of a campaign cycle. It's been more than 6 weeks now since any of us have seen a campaign ad. It's been pretty nice, hasn't it? The moment we're in is as close as we're going to get to a political off-season here in Wisconsin. And we need to take advantage of this moment by taking action to improve our democracy. That means taking steps to address money in politics, cleaning up some issues with election administration, and creating a long-term plan for nonpartisan redistricting. In some cases, we can't make these kinds of changes in the middle of a campaign. So we need to be thinking about what we can do now. There's a lot both parties can agree on here too. So let's make some moves this offseason, Wisconsin. Seize this moment to make a better, stronger, more inclusive democracy.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
It's the Eco Minute, powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrio. Senator Tammy Baldwin presses EPA head Lee Zeldin on Great Lakes funding at a hearing on Capitol Hill. The exchange came just 1 week after Clean Wisconsin, the Healing Our Waters Coalition, and Alliance for the Great Lakes met with Baldwin to stress the importance of fully funding the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Zeldin ended up going on record saying the protections would be funded. Wisconsin's muskie season is here. Northern muskie season opens May 24th and runs through the end of the year. This is the 70th anniversary of the muskellunge being proclaimed our official state fish back in 1955. The biggest muskie ever caught was in 1949 near Hayward, weighing in at more than 69 pounds. Knowledge is power. For a deep dive into Wisconsin's environmental issues, check out my Defender podcast at cleanwisconsin.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Freedom Town Chair and Director of Parks for Outagamie County, Justin Schumacher. Do you think the bureaucracy is responding to the needs of the people?
No, I think if it was responsive, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. That doesn't mean we burn the entire system down. How do we solve it? Get involved. Join your Parks Committee. Recognize where we're not good and improve it.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS and the Civic Media app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
Richard Trent, the executive director of Main Street Alliance.
This current tax code that they're trying to extend, 80+% of the benefit goes to the top 1% of earners.
Yes.
To not misspeak there. This is not a game. Trump will tell you firsthand that he grew up believing there are winners and there are losers. This is an administration actively trying to create a class of losers, and we have to fight back.
The Maggie Dawn Show, weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and
Schwaba. your host for this evening's broadcast, which is dwindling, winding down. My weekend is about to start, Conrad. You are not taking a day off tomorrow. What does that mean? You just sit here and you look over here like I'm here and you pretend to produce, or what do you do?
Yeah, pretending to produce the whole time. No, I'm actually producing Mine on the Mayor tomorrow morning.
Oh, look at you. Todd Michaels has the day off?
Yeah, well, it's kind of,
earned.
but
Do you think Todd's earned that?
I think he's well above deserved that. Yes, he has.
The last time I talked to him, he said he hasn't taken a day off in whatever, and I was like, you got to be joking. Like
that's definitely a Todd line right there. Yeah.
On the stream, Dave says James Spader would be a celebrity he would see. He would hate to see pass, or it would make him sad. Yeah, that's an interesting one. He's had a great career. Susan from McFarland, who was trying to call earlier. Sorry about the phones, Susan. Conrad was talking to his grandmother long distance, and we couldn't take the call. We couldn't take the call. Susan says, "Hi, you guys. I did try to call in earlier. I would say that I agree about Bruce Springsteen, but I also would like to mention Willie Nelson. Oh, Willie Nelson. That'll be a sad passing." Susan says, because he's the last of the highwaymen, and he has done so much for the farmers with his farm aid, and it's going back 40 years. No kidding. That's a great one too, Susan. She says, great music tonight, and I always enjoy listening to your movie picks of the week. I have learned so much from you. Wow. Thank you very much, Susan. I really do appreciate you listening. This is much more fun when there's listeners, folks. So you guys are a big part of the show. Steady Eddie, he's in the 608. He sent a text message that I'm about to read on the radio. Pete, in honor of David Letterman, here is my top 10 list. Reduced to 6 because of time constraints. Celebrities I would miss and make me sad if they died tomorrow. Drum roll, please. Conrad, let's do that. There we go. I didn't even have to ask. He was ready. Number 6, Dick Van Dyke. He finally meets his maker at age 99, tripping over that stupid living room footstool like he did on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Number 5, Bob Dylan. He's still with us. Wait, Dick Van Dyke is still with us. Right?
Yeah, no, did
he die?
No.
Oh, okay. He said he finally meets his maker at age 99. I thought that meant I thought maybe Steady had some inside info. He's a connected guy. Bob Dylan, he is still with us, but at almost 84, he's certainly knocking on heaven's door. Well done, Steady Eddie. Number 4, Paul Simon. Yeah. The nearer his final destination, the more he's sliding away. I see what you did there, buddy. Jack Nicholson, you're damn right God ordered the code red. One of the movies I can never turn off, by the way. Number 2, James Taylor, going to Carolina one last time. Steady Eddie, his first celebrity he would miss the most if he passed away. Number 1, Paul McCartney gets to the end of the long and winding road. Steady Eddie, wearing the shades emoji tonight. P.S. Tonight's question made me a little sad, Pete, and on the Christmas Eve of weeknights. Thanks, Schwaba, in all caps. So, all right, a couple of our most faithful listeners, Conrad, are coming after me about the question.
You know, I was going to say something, but...
Well, your job as a producer, buddy, is to make sure I don't make a mistake.
Well, you know, I
don't you ever... No.
I wanted to see you crash and burn. All right.
I knew something was up. I think it's a fun question, and you're professing your love for these people by saying this stuff. I mean, no one here gets out alive, so we're celebrating these people. I think it's great. So great text tonight, everybody. Very lots of fun tonight. Fun show. Thank you to the not the Doctors in Recital, the Cure for Cancer
on
stage for cancer. Yeah. Great stuff. They are always fun. And thank you to Tate Bunker as well. Check out The Field. You can stream it. It's a scary movie set on a farm in Wisconsin. And who do we have? Tuesday night, we've got Rob Martin. He might be in studio. Rob just texted me and said he might drive up from Milwaukee.
That's awesome.
To be here. It's fantastic. And yeah. Rob, speaking of the Godfather of Green Bay, Rob played a hitman named Chuck Martinelli in the movie. Who plays my characters? Well, I don't want to say anything. If you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, but Rob was great. He auditioned, and we needed kind of a heavy, and we had another guy audition who was too scary for the hitman role. I know that sounds weird, but it was a comedy, and Rob also had that kind of vibe where he kind of looked like a tough guy, but he was funnier, too. And he did a phenomenal job, and he created a yacht rock band that he had to quit because of an injury, and the Yacht Rock Band has since moved to Las Vegas. But Rob is a great singer. He's an extremely talented guy. He might be here in person Tuesday, but he'll be on either way. And our pal Rob Paravonian will be on Tuesday. That's our next live show, by the way, at 6:35 too. So that'll be a fun show too.
Yeah.
Monday we are off. It'll be a best of show, but please still tune in.
Well, Monday actually is a big comedian show. All your buddies,
Well
Mike
done.
Mercury, Mike Siegel, Bill Leff, and Jim Pardo.
Some good laughs on Monday. That'll be great. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for your text. Have a great, safe Memorial Day weekend. Conman, have a great, safe Memorial Day weekend. No road trips. Just chill. And we're going to close the song with the show with one of my all-time favorites. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night, Wisconsin.
Ourselves. What? Think about it, you guys. What would Brian Boitano do? He'd figure out a way to rescue Terrence and Philip before they're executed. We can't do anything. Our mom's organization is too strong. Well, then we'll round up all the grounded kids in town and start our own organization. An organization to help save Terrence and Philip. Hey, yeah, our own secret club. I guess that could work. We have to try. What would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do.
When Brian Boitano was in the Olympics skating for the gold, he did 2 South cows and a triple Lutz while wearing a blindfold.
When Brian Boitano was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the millions there. So what would Brian Boitano do if he were here today? I'm sure he'd kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano do.
I want this feature part of me. It has stunted my vocabulary. And I just want my mom to stop fighting everyone.
For Wendy, I'll be an activist too, cause that's what Brian Boitano do. And what would Brian Boitano do? He'd call the kids in town and tell them to unite for truth. That's what Brian Boitano do.
Someone say my name?
Who are you?
I'm Brian Dennehy.
What? No, not Brian Dennehy. Get out of here.
Oh, hi.
When Brian Boitano traveled through time to the year 3010, he thought they